Sورena, no. This is too big. We only visited half of that building with the big sign on the wall. The cat's voice made them notice him. There was a letter on the front hood of the car. Miller said, "What's going on here? Who put this letter here?" "One of the officers. We didn't see anyone." Sورena opened it. "From where you are standing. To your right you can see a narrow path between the buildings and at the beginning is a container. You have to follow it to the end. Kimia and her friend are there. But only Argavan and Nina can come out and no one has the right to interfere. We are waiting for you girls." Miller said. "Everyone is ready. We are moving." They moved towards the narrow path. And when they reached the beginning of it and wanted to enter, lightning struck them from the sky. Miller shouted, "Everyone go back. Go back." And he continued, "The incident on 19th Street happened again. Does this have anything to do with you?" Sورena replied, "What does it have to do with us? I didn't make these lightning bolts or steal my wife." Calm down. That night, many of the residents of the street saw lightning bolts and strange creatures. We saw many strange murders, but it's impossible for lightning to appear in a clear, cloudless sky. Didn't this happen anywhere else in the city other than 19th Street? Argawan, we're wasting time. We can't go like this. The cat came to Argawan and grabbed the hem of his pants and pulled him towards her. Argawan felt the strength of a dog and even more. He followed him a few steps. Nina said, "He wants you to follow him." Another cat jumped down the wall and went to Nina and did the same thing to her. Miller said, "We have no choice. You two have to go alone. Take care of yourselves." They both set off with the cats. After a while, a car entered the compound. Parker quickly got out of the car and ran towards them. Two police officers also ran towards him and caught him. Parker said, "I am Nina's father, Nina. I have come. I am glad, but you can't come with us. Stay with Mr. Rezaie." They continued on their way. "Let me go. Why did you send those girls alone?" Miller said, "There is nothing we can do, and it is also what the hostage takers want." "What do you mean? All these people can't do anything to you. What can those two girls do?" Sورena said, "Mr. Parker, the matter is a little complicated. Only those two are allowed to go." Parker asked, "Your daughter is in danger. What is this game? Maybe you should try it yourself. But the responsibility and risk are yours." "Okay." Miller motioned for them to let go. Parker ran after them when suddenly lightning bolts hit the ground. He lost his balance and fell to the ground. He looked around with fear and amazement at the faces of Rezaie and the police. He moved backward on the ground until he reached the others. "What was that?" "The air is clear," Miller said. "We warned you. But to calm down, you should have tried it yourself," Sورena said. "We'd better wait." Parker stood in a corner and looked at his phone. Nina and Argavan were following the cats, holding the iron bars tightly. They entered the dark room, where the ceiling lights turned on one by one after the other, all the way to the end of the room. A large cage appeared at the end of the room. Argavan and Nina shouted, "Mother!" Kimia said, "My God! What are you doing here?" Kate also said, "Nina." They both ran towards the cage. The mothers and daughters held each other's hands and started crying. Nina looked at the lock on the cage door. She tried to break it with the iron bar, but the lock was book-like and stronger than it seemed. Argavan said, "Where is the key? Are you alone here?" Kimia replied, "A tall woman brought us here, and the key is there. It hangs from that height." That woman said, "Only the two of you can do this. And if you succeed, we are free to go." Nina asked, "Did you know her?" Kate, "We had never seen her before. But it was not natural. Argawan said, "Let's go get that key." Nina nodded and they ran towards the stairs when they heard a snoring sound from the darkness.